Hey y'all, that darn Wesley here. I'm back this month with yet another Tumblr Cringe, so let's get right into it. This one is very, interesting. Reasons why the history of Japan video makes me uncomfortable. It tells the history of Japan from a really, misspelled, Western, #white perspective. So if you're not a member of a certain ethnic group, you're not allowed to write about the history? Guess we're out of luck if we want to read about the history of ancient Rome, then. Why is a white guy teaching the history of Japan? Because he was the best person to do it, presumably. It's framed to be funny. Why is the history of a group of people of color funny? Because almost anything can be funny, except for me. It simplifies centuries of Japanese culture and tradition. Because he only had a few minutes. I just really don't like the concept of some white dude teaching POC history as comedy for views on YouTube. Then get over yourself. It neglects anti-Japanese racism by white people. Whatever. Oh, and how do you feel about the idea of some white dude using your cringy Tumblr post for views on YouTube, huh? This one's quite lovely. I love winter because when I blow air into the sky and see my breath, it makes me feel like the dragon I am. Then you are completely insane. The Tumblrisms coming off of this one are really quite strong. My self-summary, just a chubby queer girl in a white cis male-dominated world. If Tumblr could be contained in a single sentence, I think it would be this. I have trouble smiling in pictures because you're probably constantly thinking about how oppressed you are. I'm an activist first and foremost. If you are a trans-exclusionary radical feminist, don't even bother messaging me! Why would we want to? The same goes if you're not into feminism or its intersections. I prefer women, trans/men/non-binary folk to cis men. You'd better be pretty special for me to be attracted to you, sis. I don't think they really need to worry about that because chances are you probably look something like this.
You're not welcome here! Stop talking to us like children!
Keep your hate speech out of this campus!
Keep your hate speech out of this campus! Keep your hate speech out of this campus! Keep your hate speech out of this campus!
And finally we have this little gem. Yes, binary and monogender privileges are real. Cis sexism binary genders bodies. If you are trans and identify as either female or male, you have binary gender privilege. This means you are privileged over those of us with non-binary genders. If you are monogender and only identify with just one gender, whether you're cis or trans, you have monogender privilege over people who are gender fluid, polygender, pangender, bigender, demigirl/demiboy/ or any combination of these. All of those are pretty much made up words. The queer community needs to get on this because I am seeing way too much erasure. And that's deeply problematic to the point where I want nothing to do with monogender binary queers anymore. I also think that many of them are as bad as cis people because they act a lot like the cis. Ever notice that you could pretty much replace cis in these rants with Jews and it would become Nazi propaganda? Yeah. Daily reminder. Many of us don't identify with one gender. That's not true. Almost everyone identifies with one gender. Many of us feel the need to spin the gender wheel each morning and hope we don't have to spin it again 30 times more throughout the day. In that case, you're completely insane and should probably see a doctor. Not having to do this mentally is a privilege that almost everyone on Earth has. This is also why the social construct of biological sex, which is not a social construct, it's actually how you're born, is so harmful because it inevitably promotes binary normativity, a word that I just made up, and monogender normativity. Same thing with acronyms MTF and FTM, which I don't know what they mean, which are deeply cis-sexist at their core! That was legitimately hard to read. The stupid was just incredible on that one. Well guys, in honor of all the new genders we just learned about today, let's make up our own new gender. Let's call it fat gender. Anyways, that was all the mind-meltingly stupid social justice I could stand to read for one day, so I'm gonna leave you guys at that. But, let me give you a heads up. Tomorrow, I plan on uploading a very special Halloween feature, so tune in for that, guys.